Ready?
All the more reason to do weird things.
Hello.
See?
Oh, you got him.
Just let it ride.
All right, that's fine.
You got it.
Hello, and welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, episode 5-3. This is a video game music podcast, and my name is Rob Nichols.
And now,
Get it together, Pernell.
I'm working on it.
What do I pay you for? Come on.
For the chuckles, of course.
Every week we get together, we listen to great video game music, we talk about it, and we goof off a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a
But
tad.
not a whole lot.
Because if we goofed off too much, we'd never get anything done. But let's be real here.
All right, but let's goof off even further. In the studio, we have some special guests. Can you introduce yourselves? I'll introduce you. How about that?
What's up, everybody? This is Mike Ward, back
Mike?
again.
Yeah.
My name is Rachel Ward, and I write for Animation for Adults.
Awesome. Do you have like a Twitter or a web page you want to plug?
Yeah, I would like to plug anime. Bleh. I'm sorry. Now I'm the one messing up. Crap. Twitter at AFA blog is Animation for Adults blog, and my personal Twitter account is at Fail2Ninja.
Well, let's do a little bit more. Let's go beyond that. What exactly is Anime for Thoughts? Because we need to clarify this here.
What did you say? Anime Forethoughts?
Yes.
It's
Anime for Adults.
animation for adults. It's not just anime.
Oh, good. I
We
like
talk
that.
about it. It's basically, and as I know, the title itself sounds a little strange, but what
It's a
basically,
lot less hentai than it sounds.
yeah, okay, make sure I'm the mic. But basically, what Animation for Adults is, it's a website where we cover a bunch of like animation news, whether it's from like say upcoming Disney films, DreamWorks, or we talk about different Japanese anime shows, animated shows from all over the world, animated shorts, and basically anything that could animation that's being done or used in a particular way that's considered, I wouldn't say, but it's more mature.
So you run the full gamut then of animation then. Is what you're
Basically,
saying.
yeah, we cover basically everything, and it's been really a lot of fun to just take a look at different aspects of animation that I've never really got a chance to really look at before, and we're actually looking to be going to an event called Animation Nights New York this upcoming at the very end of the month at
cool.
South Street Seaport in New York. So check that out if you're into animation.
And you're into New York.
Yes, that too.
And you can go see Kubo of the Two Swords and then just say, I'm working.
Two strings.
Two strings, two swords? I almost said two stories.
That's the secret to the
Kubo and the two strings.
Kubo.
That's the secret
Wait,
to the
is
strings.
Kubo? Who's
There's-
Kubo? I'm kidding. It's fine.
But it is an awesome film, and you should check it out.
At least it's not like Kupo and the two strings. That sounds like a Final Fantasy band.
I think that would get it more views, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
This has 0 Moogles. Disapprove.
All right, so next week we're going to talk about what we're playing currently, because I'm actually playing a game currently. Oh. It's not a current game, because I don't play current games.
And you want to hold that till next week?
Yeah, we'll talk about it next week.
Oh,
Or in the middle of the show, when it makes no sense.
Maybe. Okay, I can do it.
Okay, so the topic for today is very, very different. We've done Kingdom Hearts. We've done theme songs.
We've done Disney Capcom.
We've done Disney Capcom. We've done other Disney-related things.
We have not done licensing hell yet.
Not yet. But this episode is going to be different. We are going to do Mega Man bosses, but we're each going to pick one, and we're going to ask them to fight Pokemon style.
Pokemon style, eh?
I'm going to
The Wheel of Fate is turning. Rebel 1, fight!
That's not Pokemon.
nice.
Great game, but that's not Pokemon.
I just had to throw in a reference.
So, yeah, so I'll be like, Tornado Man, I choose you, and then you choose someone, and then...
Oh, that's a game I can play,
and
no
then
problem.
Mike and Rachel are here to hang out and to judge the battle.
What he means to say is Mike and Rachel are here to say Pernell wins every time.
Probably.
No, what he means to say is he couldn't find anyone more interesting to be on the show, so he found us.
Oh, thank you.
So we found them to say Pernell wins every time. I kid. They're awesome folk.
All right, so it is 5-3. It's an odd number. Do you want to just go our normal, like, back and forth, or do you want to do a rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first?
I can do that.
All right, ready?
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, this was great.
Peanuts!
Radio. That was the best radio ever.
What you did not see was me getting thrumped.
All right, so
It's been too
Horribly.
fast. Like play-by-play commentator, I could not. I don't know.
It's so,
Went too fast for the eye to follow.
it's okay. I didn't need you to declare my
As I was-
losses as they were happening.
I haven't seen such great rock paper scissors competition since the Ginyu Force.
Yes, indeed.
That'll do it. Actually,
It should have been in Japanese. Danken bye.
I need my dignity here. I
I'm
can't
going,
lose.
I'm going to send out my first Robot Master.
All right.
He's not popular with the other Robot Masters.
Is it his breath?
He might be a decoy, but I think he's powerful.
It's not Fake Man, is it?
It's a Sheep Man from Mega Man 10.
Well, that's not fair. He's a really good boss. And I wasn't expecting you to go there.
Sheep Man from Mega Man 10 by Mari Yamaguchi.
Oh, mercy.
Okay, and we're back. We were listening to Sheep Man from Mega Man 10 by Mari Yamaguchi, also the composer of Mega Man 5.
Really?
Yes.
So clearly they brought back a vet.
Yeah,
An
yeah.
awesome vet to put out this spectacular track. So tell us, why did you feel this was the perfect track to lead out this battle?
Oh, I love the song.
Yes, as you should. This song is spectacular.
Yeah, so I wanted to lead off with a robot who was maybe unassuming, who was fluffy.
Well,
So
he works.
So Mike and Rachel, he attacks by throwing his wool in the air, and it shoots down lightning bolts onto the ground. That's all he does.
Wow,
He is a jerk.
It's almost what's the Pokemon? And I think it's Gen 2 who there's an electric sheep. Anyway,
Oh, Flappy.
Flaffy.
Flaffy.
And
Yeah,
Mareep.
Mareep,
it does.
Flaffy Mareep, yep.
It does remind me of that. But yeah, that's if you're looking for unassuming, who's going to suspect a sheep?
Right.
The cyber sheep.
He's a cyber sheep, and he's
But
got
do you
crazy
dream of
electric
cyber
powers.
sheep?
This is true.
Let's keep it to 2 references a minute, please.
All right, so you went with Sheep Man.
Oh, yeah. I just also want to mention on the show that that this song has a second part, where it would normally loop on an NES track.
Why do you think that is?
because there's no space limitations. I think that was pretty. I think that has a lot to do with it.
That is true. They wanted to get
And
expanded.
Mari Yamaguchi also composed the Treasure Night stage.
Oh my god, that level is freaking spectacular. By the way,
yeah.
He's talking about Shovel Knight for you guys.
Yeah, that's,
I'm sorry,
Shovel
Treasure Night.
Knight.
from Shovel Knight,
she's a little more familiar with that.
which
I
was
think.
mostly Jake Kaufman, but yeah, they brought Mari Yamaguchi in as a special guest for that soundtrack. So I love everything she does.
Yes. God, that was so good.
So, general comments about this track. I mean, I think it's Rob wanted to pick something that was a little unassuming and discreet, but this there's a lot of things about this track that are pretty much anything but in a good way. Because first of all, I think it makes a really good use of the of like the ring modulator and the noise generator to give kind of a wave sound at the beginning, like you heard.
Yeah.
And the other thing that really stood out for me was that is the time signature and the use of syncopation too, because it's in 4/4. It's, you can count it off 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's so much. The beat is just so on the wrong part of the bar that it almost sounds like it's in a weird time signature. It's very prog rock in that way, which is good for me. That's where my like loyalty is.
Prog rock is what I was thinking. Actually, the before we came into the studio today, I picked Super Nintendo and PlayStation tracks by mistake, and because they were prog rocky sounding. So anyway,
So he still kept one prog.
so I kind of kept that going. But yeah, it's great melody. I love the bridge at the end before the loop. I think it's really clever, and I think it's a laid back kind of track. It's a laid back track for a sheep.
Therein lies the challenge for me then, because while he went with laid back sheepdom, he also went with spectacular musical descriptive components, and that really appeals to one of the judges. I am very musically declined, so what I am going to do is shoot from the hip.
Okay, what you got?
Go from the heart.
All right.
And what that's going to be is I'm going to counter your fluffy and sweet with sharp and pointed. Jewel Man from Mega Man 9 is going to take this sheep out. Let's hear it. Ah!
And we're back. You are listening to, who was that again, Pernell? The lesser robot?
No, don't listen to him, folks. What he meant to say is, you just listen to the shining, spectacular, stupendous Jewel Man theme from the game Mega Man 9, the revival of the classic Mega Man franchise. Now, this particular track, to me, is the best track of Mega Man 9.
It's very, very good.
Yes, it does. It pulls a lot of sound tricks that, to my recollection, most regular Mega Man games prior didn't even attempt to pull, which includes my favorite part of the track where it goes Again, I'm not the music man here. I'm
You
the
probably
pixel man.
some of these tricks. It's interesting you mentioned that for now. I think some of these you might have heard in maybe other games, but maybe not to my recollection in a Mega Man game. Exactly. And the one thing I really liked about this track that stood out for me was the melody for the most part. I mean, it's analog synthesizer, of course, but it's almost made to sound like a saxophone. I mean, there's pitch bends going on all over the place, and it's really got some personality and some soul to it.
But doesn't it make you feel shiny? Like you just feel like you want the world to see you
Actually, it makes
as a shining jewel.
It's actually got like a sultriness to it almost.
Yeah, right.
Where it goes like, duh, 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 duh. Like
Imagine strutting down the street to that.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I really like about the Mega Man level tracks, that are themed, after the particular boss that the robot master that you're going to be facing up against, is that it's supposed to, in its own way, convey the character of the boss that you're going to fight. Whether it's you get a look at the character's design, but the music really sells you on kind of a bit of the personality of the character. So you definitely get that with both the previous track and this one. This one you definitely feel you're going down the street like Michael Jackson, as a smooth criminal kind of
yeah, like Jewel Man's real flashy.
Yes.
Yep.
And the doot.
I like that.
To me, carries the weight of it's almost like I picture a shining glove or shiny vest or jewels. I don't know, maybe, but I feel as though that is quite capable of countering your sheep.
Okay, so sheep versus jewels. What does jewels fight with?
Jewel Satellite, also the best weapon. And honestly, of all the Shield Mega Man weapons, Jewel Satellite is the best one.
So it's a shield. Okay, I don't know what the sheep is. So I did not do that research.
He has Thunderwool. It's terrible. Don't even worry about it.
Thunderwool.
I'm going to say that you just get a nice sweater.
The Jewel Satellite versus Thunderwool.
That's a great conversation between Dr. Light and Mega Man after defeat. I was like, that's what? I get a sweater.
A jewel sweater.
Screw this. I'm done. You can fight Wily yourself. I'm out. I'm out.
It sounds like you may have already reached a verdict over there for round one.
So who would like to speak for the audience?
All right. Well, I think they're both. I like both tracks. I actually like them quite a bit. Sheep Man, I liked for being a little bit bolder and kind of going outside the box with the syncopation and the kind of different, the feeling like it's a different time signature, even though it's not. And I liked Jewel Man for the kind of soulfulness of it and the emotion behind it. But as a gamer, if I were playing either of those levels, as much as I like weird time signatures and music in general, if I'm playing a game, there's already so much going on in a Mega Man level as it is. Had to have something that's kind of 4/4 nice that that's not distracting, so you can focus on what you're doing, and then have that soulfulness behind it. I gotta go with Jewel Man.
Jewel Man wins. You know what? I stand by it. No, I'm not going to argue
No,
against
you
Jewel
got
Man.
Rachel too, man.
I'm talking over Rachel. I'm sorry.
I'm here. No, I kind of have to go with Jewel Man also, because Sheep Man, like I said, adorable, like I said, unassuming, very, very in character. But I don't know, just because there's so much else, with the Jewel Man track, it definitely feels like you definitely sells on the kind of glitziness of the whole level and character and boss, and I just really, really enjoyed listening to it.
Clutch.
Jewel Man wins.
So far, so good.
Jewel Man wins.
So that's 1 out of 3. Rob, you're up.
All right, so how about this? We're going to stay in Mega Man 9.
Uh-oh.
Because I want to hear the song anyway. This is We're the Robots, and it's from Wily Stage 2, so it's not a robot. But you will probably remember the boss at the end of the stage, am I right?
Maybe.
Or you'll have to tell me.
I'll give it a shot.
All right. So, We're the Robots from Wily Stage 2. Ippo Yamada, Ryu Kawakami, and Yu Shinoda. You're listening to We're the Robots from Mega Man 9. This is Wily Stage 2. Pernell, tell me a tale of the mini-boss.
The thing I remember about Wily, the second set of Wily stages in Mega Man 9, I remember there being a level where you're underwater and there's those stupid rocket fish that shoot out at you. And at the end, there was that one, wasn't it like a shark robot that floated? I almost positive
We played through this game together, and I don't remember.
Yeah, it was a boss in that gave me a ridiculous amount of grief. It was like a floating shark bot or something. And I was frustrated. Very evil for Wily bosses in general. But admittedly, I got to outright say, Mega Man 9 and 10 I had the least memories of because they weren't during my impressionable years.
Your impressionable years. I understand that. However, I believe that in 9 was, for me, more difficult only because of the Wily stages. I feel like you can learn the Robot Master stages.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
But with the Wily ones, they were very, very challenging.
I was going to say, with practice, you're probably going to be playing them over and over again enough until you've known them pretty well by the time you get to the Wily stages.
Using Jewel Satellite.
But I picked this track because I really like the kind of marching rhythm, and I love how it switches at the end where it gets real dark, where it goes do 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 do. That's the special part.
Yeah, that.
All right, so I can appreciate
that's what I like.
Yeah, that was something. I think it seems to be a theme so far with you tonight, Rob. It's you're going for weird time signatures. I liked that breakdown in the middle too. It kind of throws things a little bit off and kind of makes it. I mean, you're chugging along kind of in the same rhythm as I know we're sticking to the classic series here, but almost the same. Drum pattern as the Spark Mandrill character later on in X1.
Yeah, X1 was great.
And yeah, it just kind of has that driving, kind of almost like a train kind of chugging along. And that breakdown in the middle just it's enough to be different, but it doesn't throw anything off. So yeah, it's a good track.
I like that a lot.
Which is good because you're going through the Wily base, the Wily castle. You got to get all the way to the end, and this is kind of how the song that's supposed to help kind of motivate you to just keep going, get through all the tough robots, and just you're gonna get there at the end.
Yeah, I always get really excited when I get to the Wily stages. I finally did it. I beat all of this that you learned and you memorized, and you got through all those first 8 or 9, and then all of a sudden you're up against this. So, all right.
I kept pretty quiet here because I've been analyzing the judges, their input and the reason for Rob choosing his honestly spectacular track. I do like this track.
Thank you.
But it all comes time for the counter.
Ooh, shots fired.
And I planned. So I'm going Wily to Wily. I'm not going to go with 10. I'm not going to go with 10. I'm going to go retro.
Okay, good.
Different styling even.
Going back.
Mega Man 4. Wily 1.
Mega Man 4, Wily 1.
Wily 1.
All right. Let's
Not Cossack.
All right, let's give it a spin. Okay, this was Wily Stage 1 from Mega Man 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
AKA the Famicom.
the Famicom composed by Mine Fuji.
AKA, to me at least, the best Wily track in the series, next to possibly Wily 2 from Mega Man 3. That's right, I did not say Mega Man 2, Wily 1. Hate all you want. Now, to the specifics. This track is awesome because this comes fresh off the pike of learning that Cossack was innocent.
Yes.
And that Wily was the man. This was like the first time they tried to pull the flat-out bait and switch. Not referring to the peace rule, but I mean actual another villain. This was the first time they did it. So you were surprised to learn it was Wily, and you go to the castle, and it's this weird, like, aqua basin with green walls, kind of serene, bit puddles of water. Disciplining blocks, which aren't too serene, but then the best part of the level, Medar, aka hard hats. You all know what I'm talking about. And the level is nothing but hard hats. And multiple varieties. Scuba hard hats, twirling hard hats, stacking hard hats.
You know, I have to say, hard hats aren't a problem. It's where they're located is the problem.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just like when they're just like one step up.
Oh, they have them all over the place. They have them underwater in this level. They have them at the edge of a tank.
Or especially when you have to jump from one platform to the platform that they're on, and they shoot at you in midair when you can't hit them. I love that. Those are my favorite hard hats.
Oh, they're all over this level. The entire level is hard hats. And at the end is a giant mecha daddy hard hat who is spawning other hard hats. They have a hard hat party. It's the best party because it's all hard hats. And this track perfectly accompanies the entire journey. It's spectacular. It does things with the NES hardware that Nintendo themselves would not be aware of.
Capcom was doing a lot. Like there aren't any samples in this track, which is awesome. Like all the Mega Man tracks, I think all the Mega Man games for the classic NES didn't have any sample channels. So it's all just the 4 channels of sound, and they're doing a lot with it. On top of that, this Mega Man 4 is where they introduced the stupid Mega Buster, which you charge, and it makes that annoying. Like I had to play this game with the sound off, which is a shame because I didn't get to listen to half the music.
No, just don't use the Buster.
Or just don't charge it. That's the one thing that they didn't quite get right until the X series, in my mind. I mean, I have played some of like.
I love the Buster in the X series. Yeah.
Yes.
Rachel, what do you think of this track? Were you dancing along with the rest of us?
Yeah, I was bouncing around. Like it definitely seemed really like compared to the last track. Definitely seemed more like upbeat and like cheery almost. I would say. Which well, you explained the fact that it's got the hard hat enemies. Now it kind of makes sense why.
And they twirl sometimes.
And they twirl, yeah.
They just throw you off a little bit. That's the thing. It's
Unassuming hard hat.
interesting you said cheery, Rach, because that actually, I mean, one of the things that I think Rob was talking about that they maybe did it a little more in this track because they didn't have the sample track. They bring out the percussion a lot more, so you get a lot more of the kind of snare drum sound in there, and then they're going crazy with the Simmons drums there, the tom toms. It just you hear it in the background of a lot of the NES tracks and a lot of the other games, but this is really the first track I've ever heard where it really brings it to the fore and brings it to like it almost carries the melody in a way, which is very unique.
Does, yeah. The triangle channel, which is usually used for the bass because it's kind of a lower sound. They're using it at a higher octave for part of the melody towards the end, which I think is cool. And I think that you're thinking it's got that cheery sound because at the end when it resolves, it goes major, and major's always feeling good.
Yes, it is.
All right. So we have Wily 2 from Mega Man 9. We Are the Robots against Wily 1
From Mega Man 4.
Mega Man 4.
That has no name.
So we have Mega Man 9 with all of the pathos and negativity, and Mega Man 4 with all of the cheeriness
And twirling.
and the hard hats. All right, what you got?
All right. Both tracks are awesome, especially with getting the backstory with the hard hat ones. I really enjoyed that. And I just, as far as like Wily stages go, I mean, I think, Pernell, you said for this particular track that you said that Wily is actually not the bad guy?
No, you learn that he is the bad guy. This was the first Mega Man game where they had a fake villain.
Oh, so Wily was kind of being the villain behind the scenes of the other guy.
Exactly. And once you learn the truth, you have to bust into his castle. Say, now it's payback. Gotta take it to the hoop, and then Metal and then Hardhead show up.
I like that dynamic, and it's though I have to say, at least in terms of like, because I do enjoy the track, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe it's the whole like cheeriness of it that kind of if it's like, does not necessarily contradicts the whole if it's like trying to go like get this bad guy.
It's meant to throw you off your game.
Yes. I don't know. I think I like the straightforwardness of we are the robots, though.
Oh no,
Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to take it to the final round here too, because as much as I like Wily 1 from Mega Man 4, and I think I like the fact that they again went outside of the box. You hear some instruments you probably wouldn't expect to hear, and they used others in very different ways, like Rob said. When I think of a Wily stage, I think of it. The chips are down. You're maybe not necessarily. I mean, here's a different way of putting this. You're determined. You're angry. You're ready to kick butt, and you're not thinking about being in a major key, about being cheerful. So, I'm gonna have to go with We Are the Robots as well.
so I lost.
That's it.
All right, so.
down.
Basically, it comes down to loser's choice. Do I want you to choose, or do I choose?
You want to go first now?
Well, see, I'd rather you go first. I'll still throw you.
Go back and forth. Okay, so I'm choosing what I think is my favorite Mega Man track. All the Mega Mans.
No, this
Brace
is,
yourselves.
This is brutal.
This is Gravity Man from Mega Man 5. Do you actually have Gravity Man on that list?
God, that was my whopper. Now I gotta think hard on this one. Yowza.
You actually introduced me to this track, so yeah. All right, so here we go. Gravity Man from Mega Man 5 for the NES.
I gotta really
Just in case you're keeping score.
right.
Gravity Man. Gravity Man.
You guys can't see it because this is an audio
Gravity
podcast.
Man.
Because I am giving the meanest glimmer of starage, angry starage.
The T-Kel's,
Rob.
the steam's starting to come out of his ears. It's starting to boil there.
Oh, it's painful.
I see sparks.
Don't
coming
thank me.
flying.
Thank Mari Yamaguchi, the composer of Mega Man 5. Probably the best Mega Man soundtrack. Up there. It's got to be top 3 for people. Anyone with the most jaded attitude saying, "Oh, Mega Man 3 is the only best." No. Put them down in front of Mega Man 5. This song is so unlike anything else.
It's very
For
kind of
the
like
classic.
it's very kind of out there. Like I really like the kind of like the how it takes. It feels like very just. I don't know what's the proper word to describe it. Like I hear it and I just immediately think space.
Well, it's very
very
out there.
spacey.
It uses some weird scales in there, like almost like a. I'm not using the right musical term here, but it's almost like a diminished chord in there at the very beginning. That kind of do 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 melody. There's literally. This is tough. This track has
Yeah.
literally so much going
It
on
gets
in it.
emotional, and then it gets bluesy, and then it gets weird.
And again, odd time signatures. That's third in a row for Rob there. For the odd time signatures.
It's still 4/4, but it hits triplets towards the end on
It
the
did-
notes.
yeah.
One thing worth pointing out for this track and why the way you guys described it makes a lot of sense because this is also another Mega Man stage where, if I remember correctly, the classic games didn't use this again, which is that it inverts the gravity of the level. And this is the first Mega Man to do it, and probably the last. But Mega Man inverts himself when he goes in a certain gravity inverting fields.
That's right. yes.
Oh, that's wild.
So down is up is down.
Actually, remember
left
the
is still left.
I think I played a track
Black
from
is east, up is white.
a few episodes ago. I think I played a track from Metal Storm, which had the same mechanic for the NES. I wonder if it came out around the same time.
It's possible, actually. I know it definitely it had to be within like 2 years of each
But now
other.
the controls didn't reverse. I forget, did the controls reverse on Mega Man 5?
On Gravity Man
Yeah.
stage? Oh, yeah. Down really was up.
That's awful.
And it screwed me because it was definitely a couple of ladders where you had to actually push down to go up.
Yeah, it would trick you to fall down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
It was
rough.
a cool gimmick. So, this is tough. I'm in a bind here because, to point it out, this was my Trump track. Didn't know he was going to choose the same track.
Yeah, again, I think you did introduce me to this one
It was a brute.
on the Lost episode.
And I can't use Solar Man because I did research. We chose that on a previous episode. So
Yes.
I'd be kind of cheating the system.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I forgot.
Can't choose that one. So, I'm going to cheat a little, but not in a mean way. I'm going to go with a classic-inspired Mega Man game. And the track I'm going to pick to counter this, maybe,
Okay, we'll go for it.
is, what is it? Comet Woman
Comet Woman. Oh, I love this.
from Mega Man Unlimited on the PC.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that's out of left
That's
field.
not even on my list. I had to think about that one.
All right, Comet Woman. Here we go.
Welcome back, guys. You are listening to the awesome, stupendous, spectacular-riferous, weird word, Comment Woman from the game Mega Man Unlimited. Rob was kind enough to, on the fly, learn who composed it because I'm awful like that. Rob, who was the composer?
There were 3 composers for this game, and the composer for this track was Philippe Poulin or Poulin. I don't know if they're French.
Probably Philippe. I would.
Looks like Philippe. Yeah, looks like Philippe. Too. All right, Philippe Poulin.
Man, this track
is an indie game we're allowing for today.
Yes, because it deserves the love. This, as I was telling the judges, because they were like, Mega Man, what? This is probably one of my favorite Mega Man games in existence, which is funny because it's not even a real Mega Man game from the official standpoint. It was made by one guy. It took him years to do. And this particular level, it combines Starman with Iceman. And then there's some other weird stuff too. So it's icy, low gravity.
That's tough because I remember, because I have not played this game, but I have played Iceman on 2 different platforms, the NES and the Game Boy, and that level is hard. It's because of the slipperiness of the floor. You can't stop yourself, and sometimes you can use it to your advantage, but you have to. It takes so much practice and so many game overs to get that right.
Oh, you'll get those in this.
I also like the low gravity stuff where you have to you jump, but you can't jump too high because there's probably spikes everywhere above you, and I'm pretty sure there is.
There's spikes. There's sparks.
Because you were practicing for the Pernell and Matt live at my house, and you were yelling at the screen.
Oh yeah, this level is brutal. Yet it's also the first one I tackle every time I play. Because, well, before I say that, Rachel, what do you think of this track?
It's very interesting. I can definitely get a bit of the kind of out there-ness that I got from the last track, but there's also that really kind of. There's also the definite energy to this song, but one thing I like about it the most is not just the energy, but it's also kind of with the beats and everything. It's a bit kind of in your face, kind of which was fitting because you're just describing the difficulty level of this level because you have to keep in mind all the different aspects of the ice and the low gravity. So it's just that kind of makes sense with the kind of setting that you're going with that the track's kind of like that.
Not just that. There's another tidbit about this too. The boss is Comet Woman, and her move that you learn from beating her is called the Comet Dash. Now, most Mega Man weapons involve, throwing a gun, and you got a shield, like Jewel, satellite, awesome.
Electric wall.
Electric wall, you throw it in the air or whatever. The Comet Dash is totally in your face, as you would say. The whole point of the move is you basically dash the target. Boom, face first, get up in this. And you also can kind of throw some sparks back behind you, too. But the important part is in your face dashing.
Right, and that makes it a Pernell track for me because it was very, rock focused, had that bass that was, super, super fast. And it was fun. It was a fun in-your-face track. That, to me, screams Pernell.
It did seem, it's a classic Mega Man track, too. I mean, it's because a lot of the... at least in my experience, a lot of the levels have that kind of, like you're saying, kind of that rock vibe. It's a lot more straightforward. I mean, Gravity Man, I guess, is kind of the outlier, the exception to that rule. It's kind of trying something different there. But with this particular track, it's a lot more of the rock style, a lot more direct, and a lot more frantic too. Like that bass. I mean, you hear that in Woodman and Mega Man 2. I'm harking back to Mega Man 2 again, but in a lot, it had that frantic bass, and then again the Simmons drums, leading from one repetition of the song to the other. It's kind of when you hear it, you think, okay, this is classic Mega Man.
All right, so
it's a tough choice, guys.
Let's break it down. This is the tiebreaker. The winner of the robots. For the winner of all the robots. All right, for all the robots.
We have.
All right, we have Gravity Man
versus Comet Woman.
Comet Woman.
Both awesome tracks by awesome composers, but only one can come out on top, or at least kind of skating along the surface.
All right, Rachel, you go first.
Oh, man, put the pressure on me, why don't you? Yeah, it's really hard because there are a lot of again so much to love about both tracks. I love the just complete surreal out there-ness of Gravity Man, and then like you said, like we said previously, the in your face kind of theme with Comet Woman, and if I had to pick my personal preference, I'm leaning towards Comet Woman.
Why is that?
I don't know. I like that because Comet Woman definitely has that, like I said, the bit of the kind of like the spacey kind of like outer space kind of theme in her track, but she's also got more going on in there. The kind of
All right.
Also like I said, the reference is a bit of the move that she gives you, and also but maybe a bit of like the character of of the Robot Master in general. So I like that one.
Now tell me, Mega Man Unlimited came out before Mega Man 9, didn't it?
I don't think it came up before 9. It came up before 10.
Because I was thinking maybe this one was the first to have a female Robot Master.
Well, it's hard to say because he probably had. I know he had it in the works before 9. Okay. So it's possible that he had it planned, but Capcom just beat him to the punch as far as the final product goes.
Still, only one of 8.
Well, let's be honest here. Comet Woman was way better than Splash Woman. Yeah, I'll say it. Don't even care.
Splash Woman wasn't so great. So
no. That's a good weapon though.
Good weapon.
Laser Trident is boss.
All right, Mike.
Okay, so I like how out there Gravity Man is. I mean, I'm all about music trying or going against the norm, trying some different things and being creative in that way. And again, it's classic. I mean, Mega Man Unlimited. It's one of the few to be composed by a Western composer. Obviously, it's a fan game, but it is they nailed the vibe of Mega Man perfectly. So
I agree.
You know what? In a pinch, yeah, I will give it to Comet Woman.
Boom.
I'm happy about a thing that was meant to be just for fun.
It's all right.
We just shook hands. I'm way too happy about a thing that was for fun. You got success.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun.
I think we all won. I think we all got great music.
You better believe it.
That's right.
I loved everything.
We're all winners in the end.
So we're going to celebrate with the bonus round. How about that?
Bonus round. That's right.
It's like a Mega Man celebration.
Oh yeah.
All right, so the bonus round is the part of the show where we play covers and remixes based on today's themes. Today's theme is Mega Man bosses. Do you have one picked out for us, Pernell?
I kind of do.
All right.
Not so much of a boss, but I'll make it work. Wily Metal is a track that I've liked for years upon years. So long, in fact, I don't even know if the guy still exists anymore. But it's an excuse to play it on the show. So I want to choose it. So it is Wily Metal, which is a remix of the Wily 3 theme from Mega Man 3. And it's done by a guy, if I remember correctly, he only goes by Gux.
That was Wily Metal by the artist Gux, G-U-X. Good cover.
Thank you, sir. That's been in the lexicon for many upon many upon many years.
It's something like you have sitting in your car and you just drive around to it.
Oh, yeah. If I want to speed and dodge cop cars, don't do that, children. If you want to get that energy flowing as you're driving down 95, this is the track that will get you there.
So the track I picked is very different. This is the song that got me into listening to the band The Megas. It's called The Quick and the Blue, and I discovered just today, that they have an acoustic album. All their songs from their Mega Man 2 album, all done acoustically. Ooh. And this song just like gives me goosebumps every time I hear it. So this is the acoustic version of Quick and the Blue by The Megas.
He appeared in a doorway, boomerangs at his sides, the fate that he would defy. Mega Man is coming to die. Now there's too much at stake. Now there he goes. He looked to the distance and cried, the man in blue has arrived. Quick on the draw in this town. I am the law, is what they say true. Does death wear blue? Can he fall? It was then that the crowd saw the quick man. He knew that he couldn't tell them he was the quickest of all. Would this be the day that he falls? Now there's too much at stake. Now a cold wind blows. He looked at the crowd and he cried, the moment of truth has arrived. Quick on the draw in this town. I am the law, is what they say true. Does death wear blue? Can he fall? My circuit's slow, I'm not scared anymore. I see the faces of my brothers that have fallen before. My circuit's slow, I'm not scared anymore. Reach for my weapon and in turn you're reaching for yours. My circuit's slow, what they said is a lie. The shots are heard and the bullets scream death as they fly. My circuit's slow, I'm not scared anymore. This is the moment that we have been created for. My circuit's slow, my moment has come. Your speed means nothing if it's death that you're running from. My circuit's slow, I'm not scared anymore. I join the ranks of my brothers that have fallen before. You're too quick on the draw. Burn this town. There is no law. What they say is true. Death does wear blue. He can't fall.
So that was the Quick and the Blue acoustic version from the Megas. The original album is called Get Equipped from their Mega Man 2 album, and this is called Get Acoustic.
I don't think I've ever had more feels for Quickman ever before in my life than I do now. That touched me deep inside.
Their whole album is great. I've talked about them a lot on this show, but they have a song for Flashman, and his whole song is about how he wants to stop time so he can be with Mega Man forever.
Oh,
it's really cool. It's really, really cool.
So the funny part about it is that Mega Man ultimately destroys him. Hey!
Yeah, he's like, was it Crashman? Or I think it's Crashman, where he's programmed to destroy Mega Man, but he doesn't want to, so he's trying to fight the program in his brain. So it's like kind of like a rock opera kind of feeling to it, but it's just, the lyrics are so cool. It's all like that.
Yeah, it's all really, really well written lyrics, and I think that's really drawing me to the song in general, is the fact that it's so well put together.
Sounds to me like somebody needs to get equipped then.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I really do.
So for more information on the artists on the bonus round portion of the show, check out their website, rhythmandpixels.com. We'll have links to their artist web pages, Facebooks, and social media stuff. All right, thank you for joining us today on the Rhythm and Pixels video game music podcast, episode 5-3, Mega Boss versus Mega Boss.
I hope it was a mega fine episode.
Yeah, I hope you had a good time. Mike, Rachel, thanks for joining us today.
well, thanks for having us here. It's always a pleasure.
I've always been a big Mega Man fan, so it's really good to listen to some awesome Mega Man music.
One of the first video games we probably ever played, because for the NES, that was probably one of the first games we got. Like back when we were 5 or 6, so it's very near and dear to us.
Yeah, and thank you for the suggestion for this track that we're going out on right now for the Game Boy. It sounds very different and very, very cool.
Yeah, it's an improvement on the original. I mean, it's spent many an hour playing this track. This is again one of the very few first Game Boy games I got for the Game Boy. And spend many an hour on the road playing this level, and it's one of the few tracks that improves by adding some extra layers to a track from the NES song that arpeggiation going on in the background. That was pretty cool.
He's like, woo!
Out of breath.
All right. So yeah, that's it. If you want to contact us, send us a message over at our email.
rhythmandpixels@hotmail.com.
And if you want to get a full track listing or more information about the show, check out the website.
rhythmandpixels.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Rhythm and Pixels. You can also check us out on our new YouTube page, where we are posting our episodes up there too, and probably maybe some game footage of Pernell yelling at his screen.
I do that a lot. I yell at
You'll see that also at YouTube/Rhythm and Pixels, and support our Patreon, patreon.com/Rhythm and Pixels. We'd really appreciate it, but we're going to be doing this anyway every week because we love it.
Hey, where else can we go to yell loudly and listen to good jams while yelling loudly? Sometimes with friends.
Right here, it makes it more fun. One thing I would like to plug, actually, Rachel got to plug in at the beginning of the episode. This is very, very quick for me.
Go for it.
It's a project that actually both Rachel and I worked on with a good friend of ours by the tag of Duo Himura. It's if anyone out there is a fan of the original Super Dimension Fortress Macross and loves fan parodies, check out on YouTube Did You Forget About Love? It was a very, very fun project for us to make. Lots of good jokes, pop culture references in there. Just generally makes fun of the whole 80s anime genre. So if you're looking for some laughs, look up Matt Cross, Did You Forget About Love? It's on Duo Humorous page. Episode 1 we put up. Episode 2 we haven't gotten into a form yet to put up on YouTube, but hopefully that will come because 2 improved on the first episode as well. So look out for that on YouTube.
My first thought was like, did you forget about me? Don't.
All right, well, I want to thank our guests, Mike and Rachel.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much.
We are the Rhythm and Pixels video game music podcast. I'm Rob Nichols.
And I'm Pernell.
Have a good night.
And remember, Mega Man is a guy who typically tackles adversity and absorbs the powers of his adversaries. However, you don't have to actually tackle adversaries, or friends for that matter, to gain from them. Choose good friends, choose good allies, learn from them, grow with them, and you in turn can acquire new abilities, whether they be derived from your friends or just inspired by them, which in turn makes you a better person. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Now we know.
And knowing is occasionally a part of the battle, but not so much.
G.I. Joe!